Hello. Today we're going to go over Quickdraw Calamity. Quickdraw Calamity was added to the event store for Fortnitemares in 6.2, aka last week. It is modeled after the Battle Pass hero you can get in Battle Royale. The difference being this character doesn't glow like it does in BR. Another thing that's changed, we are now on 6.21. This hero now has a subclass, Quick-Draw. There was some rumors that maybe it didn't have a subclass because of the new hero rework coming out, and we're going to be getting rid of subclasses maybe. But it's back. Quick-Draw is here. We kind of figured it was Quick-Draw anyways. We knew the girl's name was Calamity. So the in-game description is gunslinger who only needs 6 shots to get the job done. It's kind of true. Kind of true. That's how she's built, kind of. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But let's get into it. So, advanced tactics, like every soldier, 10% damage to ranged weapons. Snipers, shotguns, anything. Anything that shoots. Pew pew. Health, 10%. The abilities that this hero gets is lefty and righty, Warcry, and going commando. So you have no AoE whatsoever. No AoE. Unless lefty and righty has the explosive aspect that, like, Nevermore and Double Agent share. But it doesn't. You'll see. Level 2, you get debilitating shots. So now you can stack up the vulnerability debuff on your target you're shooting 3 times by 5% each. So you can stack an additional 15% damage on that target after 3 shots. So on your 4th shot, you're hitting for 35% damage. Level 5, you get dual debilitation. Lefty and righty now applies debilitating shots. Level 8, you get in a pinch, increases weapon reload speed by 35% if the magazine is empty. So you benefit from faster reload if you empty your entire clip. Remember that. At level 12, you get what's called 6 Shooter. It's a new perk. The first 6 rounds in a pistol magazine deal 12% increased damage and 24% increased impact. Just this first 6. Level 15, you get Where's Lefty. Eliminating enemies with pistols reduces the cooldown of lefty and righty by 1 second. Level 18, you get Lingering Pain. This increases your stacks of vulnerability from debilitating shots to 5 stacks. So now 5 shots applies 5 stacks. 25%. So now you're technically, I'm hesitant because it's a little weird. The whole makeup of this hero is a little wonky. So the idea behind this right now, so where we're at right now, is you have a perk that lets you benefit from 6 shots. Lingering Pain stacks damage 5 times. So on your 6th shot, you're doing the most damage possible. Okay? Now, if you have a gun that has 9 shots, if you have a pistol, because we're talking about pistols, if you have a pistol that does 9 shots, you're still going to maintain your 25% damage buff from Lingering Pain, but your 12% from 6 Shooter drops off on shot 7, 8, and 9. So you lose 12%. But you keep your... So it's just kind of weird. And then it's not like if you have 9 shots in your pistol, then you want to reload it at the end of your 6. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reload. But then that negates your emptying your clip perk. They have other reload perks in the game, but when they brought In a Pinch into the mix, they haven't seemed to add reload speed on any hero. They always use In a Pinch instead. In a Pinch is 5% faster than the reload. 30% reload speed at all times. This gives you 5% faster reload, but you have to empty your magazine. So it's kind of forcing you to try to find guns, and only guns that have 6 bullets. Otherwise, you're wasting perks. Where were we? Lingering Pain. Level 25, 6 Shooter Ace. Increases 6 Shooter damage by 12% and impact by 24%. It's the same thing again, right? So now you're doing 24% and 48% impact. So 24 extra damage for your 6 shots. And then 48 increased impact. A lot of people are trying to argue that the impact is what makes it unique. The pistols that you're using, the guns that have low magazine sizes, like the Judge, the Bald Eagles, the Falcons, those guys have so much impact already. You can't. I couldn't notice it. I couldn't notice it. Things still get impacted and knocked over like crazy anyways. But again, it's forcing you to reload to keep your 24% additional damage, but then you're losing out on your reload. Or you could keep firing just so you could reload quickly, but then you lose your 24%. The other thing that bothers me about it, I'm not complaining about the hero. It's just weird. Like, I just don't know what the best, like, what they're trying to get you to do. That's the only thing that it hurts my, it hurts my head. So the other thing that's a little weird is, so you have 2 perks here, the 6-shooter ace and 6-shooter for 12% each. Combined, it's 24% pistol damage for 12 shots. Ranger, the Outlander, the pistol Outlander, the pistol hero, has a perk. I can't remember the name of it, but it's 24% pistol damage. At all time. At all time! 1 perk, so this character wastes 2 perk slots for potential for other perks. 2 perk slots are wasted for 6 shots to equate what is already in the game. Yes, this has increased impact, and I know that could be a valid argument. I don't think it's valid enough. Some people do. There's really not a very simple way to test impact, and I'm not going to try to even get into the game of arguing or trying to math out or figure out. We're not impact, okay? Again, revolvers like the Judge, the Duelist, the Bald Eagle, the Falcon, these slow rate of fire, low clip, hard-hitting guns already have a tremendous amount of impact. So, yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird that they already have a perk. Like, again, 2 things, right? So, one of the perks, in a pinch, requires you to empty your magazine so you can get 5% more reload speed than regular reload, which is already in the game. And then it takes 2 perks to equate what 1 perk does 100% of the time for only 6 shots. It's weird. It's weird. Now, in regards to this character being weak, it's not weak. It's just weird. Level 30, Fight or Flight, increases Warcry damage done by 10% and movement speed by 10%. So nothing buffs Going Commando, nothing buffs Lefty and Righty. You do have an ability that allows you to shave off the time on Lefty and Righty, so you can get it more frequently. Now, both Lefty and Righty and Going Commando are physical damage. They're not energy. And Warcry is obviously your group single target. Warcry is solid. Warcry is good. In all honesty, anybody that has any Warcry is not a bad hero, because Warcry helps you and your team. She brings explosive rounds to the table. The only other hero that brought explosive rounds that I can think of is Nevermore. Did Demolisher have it? I can't remember. Anyways, I know that Nevermore has explosive rounds. What this does is killing 10 enemies with a ranged weapon, it can be any weapon, deals damage in a 1-tile radius from that husk enemy. It does not stack. You can't stack it double ties. This does not explode propane. We've tested it. It's also weird that she has a tactical that she doesn't have personally. So explosive rounds are not in her kit, but she brings it to the table. Like that. Now, typically I would run, personally, myself, and it's not a recommendation, it's just how I play. I usually have been running a lot of Reclaimer and support because it's 20% buff to energy, right? So I've been running a lot of energy weapons, period. So I get buffs to my energy weapons. But a lot of the heroes I use have energy abilities. Grenades and shockwaves are energy. Seismic impact, your anti-material charge, they're all energy. So I buff my abilities and I buff my weapons. But since none of her abilities are energy based, I'm going to go ahead and jump from 20% energy to 24% pistol damage. So we're going to run that instead. And because of my squad loadout, if you look over here to the left, I've got like absolutely no resistance and fortitude. I run healing, and since the lack of AOE, we're gonna get rid of the healing. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But let's add the explosive round. Let's add the explosive round from Nevermore. So every 10th kill explodes. All right, here we are in game. in Hexylvania. I'm trying to do as much content as I can in Hexylvania during Hexylvania because it's a really cool place. And it's only available during Halloween. This is the same area that we had last year. They've added a few more assets, but not many. It's literally the same thing from last year. But it only comes around once a year for like a month. So, it's off topic, I know. But I like it. I like it. It's really cool. It's nice to come back here. So, plus she's also a Halloween character. If you guys are curious, what I typically run, we've been using all the pistols, right? Any type, with the exception of the fully automatic. So like the Uzis, I don't remember their names. The Thrasher, the Tech 9, any of the SMG style high rate of fire pistols, we're not using on this hero. We're using more of the hard hitting, smaller clip revolver style. So the Duelist is one of the ones we've been using from the Vendor Tech event. Probably long before many of your guys' time of playing this game. There's a scoped pistol with headshot explosion. So I've been using that for my long range. Die! Okay. And then, since there's absolutely no AoE on this hero, the Freedom's Herald has been one of my go-to because it's got a high fire rate, right? Compared to other ones, right? They did, for those of you that have been playing or have played with this in the past, the bounce is gone. Like, it literally doesn't have any bounce anymore. It just skips across the ground. Look at that. It just, like, skips. It's cool. It's fine. You don't have any of those shots that bounce over the husks you're going for anymore, but it took me a little bit to get kind of used to how it shoots now. So, but the Freedom's Herald is good for AoE. The Zap Zap is super good for AoE. We've been using that guy too. Again, we've been playing with everything. So the Zap Zap's another good AoE. It just has a much slower fire rate between shots. And then, just for fun, we leveled up a Noisy Cricket, Tiniest Run of Death. I don't like it. The travel time is what drives me nuts. The damage on it is also good. It's good AoE, but the travel time, look at that. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the Noisy Cricket, you can control where it goes. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay? Which, on that note, also makes it sometimes hard to hit your targets. Because you'll be shooting at stuff and you have to keep your cursor at them. So if you're doing things, you're in a cluster, you want to, like, yeah, you want to hit the ground and move. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's fun, but I don't like it. So, I've stuck with the Freedom's Herald out of the three of them. The Judge is also a super fantastic gun for this hero. The Bald Eagle is good. Falcon is good. What else have we been using? I think that's really it. Oh, I leveled this guy up. Let me go try this guy out. It was the Vendor Tech. It's the triple shot burst. That was the 10th shot because I don't have headshot explosion. Did it get made? Yeah. The Burster. It's a triple shot. What's the recoil like on this guy? I've never played with it before. Oh, that's not bad. How many shots is that? I don't want to do the math. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. Okay. Hexylvania is cool. You can hear things creaking. I love Hexylvania. Hexylvania is awesome. But here we go. So one of the things you can do with going commando, it's the minigun. You pull it out. You can shoot, drilling and stuff, right? But you can also use it for clearing out a ton of buildings. It's awesome, right? Lefty righty is kind of the same thing. Pull out your two pistols. They're not fully auto. You have to click your buttons, and it does have some recoil to it. And then, so let's say, show you the fire rate on this gun. Warcry will buff your fire rate and your rate of fire. So that's my fire rate. Okay. Go ahead and pop Warcry. Yeah. And it does that for you and your teammates. Now again, when you empty your clip, it's already popped up multiple times, but if you empty your clip, you'll notice your hands get all glowy, and then it's a 35% reload increase. Right there, boom. And then the debilitating shots / lingering pain, just for you new players. I'll show that to you really quick with that, how you can tell when you're getting that bonus damage, how you can tell when your friends are applying that bonus damage. Alright, so we got one of our friends here, the Taker. Let me kill this guy first. For those new players that haven't seen my tips and tricks videos, you can dodge Takers by running at them at a 45 degree. Look at that, look how easy that was. It's not hard. They always do a side dash and then an up dash when they're about to charge at you. Then you run at a 45. Oh, he'll scream, he'll dash sideways. Whoop. And he'll scream and dash upward. And charge. And you run at a 45. Okay. We'll hit him once in the leg. You see this cracked shield? That's one stack of debilitating shots. Nope. Boom. The cracked shield does not change with the more stacks of debilitating shots that you have on it. But that shield, if you see any like mist monster with that shield on it, shoot it. Your teammates are shooting at that target, and it also receives extra damage. Oh, does this have headshot explosion? Okay, on that note really quick. So if you have, on this hero, because we played it for 2 streams, I played this hero nonstop. And again, I keep mentioning it has no AoE because it doesn't, right? So if you can get, for instance, my duelist is super strong. It's my favorite gun for this hero. It has 6 bullets in the clip. The judge is the same thing, right? I had a buddy give me this judge right here. It's a crit damage judge. I like it, but the most important thing that I like about it is it has headshot explosion. Headshot explosion is huge. I can't even stress it enough on this hero. You have no AoE. So when you're getting flooded by the fodder and you're using hard-hitting guns, it's a little frustrating to try to, like, as they're grouping up on you, to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just annoying. If you have a headshot explosion, it clears them out, okay? That's why I use the Freedom's Herald and the Zap, is to clear those guys out. But if you have headshot explosion on your main weapon, I need to get a duelist that has headshot explosion. I have one, but I have to re-perk the whole thing. But headshot explosion is huge. It's huge on this hero. We'll go ahead and just hit that guy. That killed some of those guys. Let's get the rest of these guys grouped up. We'll get rid of the bees, because we know we love bees. We'll get rid of that guy. Okay. I hear more bees. Okay. I hit that guy in the face. It kills those guys. Whoa, look at all those guys that are dead. Look at all those guys. Look at all those guys. I shot 4 of them, and there was, what, 10 or 11? Yeah. Headshot explosion, I almost want to say, is a must, a requirement for Calamity. If you want to play Calamity, you need headshot. I'd say it kind of goes for Ranger also, but you've got like the anti-material charge. You've got phase shift, so you can kite around for days. You can clear your status effects with Ranger, but this isn't about Ranger. So that's Quick-Draw. It's not weak. It's not weak. I know a lot of people are saying they hate it, but it's not. You have Warcry. The abilities are kind of bland. I know why they did lefty. I mean, they did lefty righty because it's a cowboy. Minigun is a little weird. I mean, grenades would have been fine. I mean, grenades would have made more sense to me. Shockwave seems a little weird for her play style. But Cowboys had TNT. You can throw things. Come on that they could have made a cosmetic TNT stick. But like if you break it down, you have 10% more damage than any other hero in any other class in the game. You're a soldier, so you get 10% damaged. You're getting 24% on top of that for your first 6 shots, which isn't bad. So you're at 34% for your 6 shots. On your 6th shot, after lingering pain from your 5 shots of debilitating on the same target, if your same target is still alive, potentially you're sitting at on your 6th shot. So you're at 34 from the two 12% buffs. You're 10%, so you're at 34, plus another 25. What is that? That's 59. You're at 59, right? 34 plus 25? 59. You're at 59% extra damage on your 6th shot. But on your 7th shot, it drops 24. Which, that's the one thing that's weird to me. Now, if they were more damage, then yeah, but it's just weird. It's cool, though. It is kind of cool still. So usually only when you're shooting smashers are you going to run into that time where you're going to have more than 6 shots. And that has to do with you not landing crit shots, you not having the right perks on your weapon, you being underpowered. But typically, if a smasher's in a distance and you catch him early and he's walking at you and you can land headshots or have a crit build weapon and get your crits off on him if you're lucky, pop Warcry, get that extra damage and the fire rate, you'll kill him especially with the weapons you're supposed to be using with this hero, like the Judge, the Bald Eagle, the Duelist, the Blaster. I don't know how this burster. The burster was it was 3-star. I gotta level it to 4-star and see how it plays. But things should die. So there's not going to be a point where you're going to be losing that 24% on your 7th shot. Everything's going to die before that. Also on that note, you're not going to have enough bullets on most things to even get to max damage. Things are going to die in 1 to 2 shots anyways. So on that note, at least you have a static 24 plus your static 10. And then if you have to hit him a second time, you've got 5%, 10%, 15% from your debilitating on top of that. So that's just damage. It's good. And then you can put 24% in your support. You can put crit in your support. You can put crit damage in your support. We have 3 heroes that offer all 3 things for pistols. So you've got that. Tacticals, I mean, it's just up to you, man. You could do explosives. You could do, I think there's one that increases Warcry by 5% or 5 seconds. I don't think we have anything for going commando. We don't have any perks for lefty-righty. But you wouldn't want to buff anything that's really kind of pointless anyways, right? They don't have any buffs at all. That's not specialized for that. You'd want to focus on survivability or gunplay on your hero. So I run healing in my tactical. You could run, again, explosive shots. There's a ton of tacticals. They're not really, none of the tacticals are really game-changing. So it's up to you and what you prefer. But I'm not disappointed. I don't hate it. I just think the makeup of the kit is a little weird. It's a little weird. I have had a lot of fun. She looks awesome. So if you haven't picked her up, you might as well pick her up. On another optimistic note, or pessimistic, however you want to look at it, we are going to be seeing a hero change coming up on how we build our characters and our play styles. They've been really vague on this intel, but it might kind of get away from the idea of having a subclass be the way that you play. So, on that note, if there's a limited item, I would highly recommend picking it up no matter what, because you don't know what's going to happen down the road. And if this hero is only going to be available every Halloween, and there's something that it brings to the table that nobody else is going to have, you're probably going to want to pick it up, especially if it ends up being cool. So, on that note, just as an example, the Bundle Bus, not the Blunderbuss, but the Bundle Bus, which is the 8-shot flintlock rifle. When it first came out, everybody, all of us, including myself, were kind of like, it's cool, but it's not practical, right? About a month after it was gone, I ran into somebody that was running a crit rate double crit damage on it. The thing 1 to 2 shot smashers. It's disgusting. And so I built it that way. And now everybody in my stream that has it has done the same thing. And everybody in the stream that didn't pick it up because they're kind of like, are all like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. So my point being, if there's limited items, the question, is it worth, is not relevant, in my opinion, and in most people's opinions. If it's limited, you should definitely buy it. You don't know what's going to happen down the road. But then you also have to be realistic. I have to be realistic. Most people don't play games for a year, so you don't know. You don't know. You could buy it, and it could be garbage, and you'd be like, Gumby, you said buy it. And by the time it ends up being good, you could be totally done with the game anyways and moved on to something different. So it's up to you. I always recommend and suggest buying anything that's limited. For bragging rights, for who knows what's happening. We're in beta. Things are changing. Things are always changing. We've got a big rework coming at the end of the year. So I would buy it. It's fun. It's not garbage, but it's weird. This character is weird. It's fun. It's fun, but weird. You gotta make up for your AoE somehow. So, yeah. If you want to swing by my live stream, I've been saying I stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi from the hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., sometimes 8 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. That's West Coast United States. Yeah, we do everything. I play with viewers. We argue. We debate. We test things. People ask me to try things out. We do different. I mean, we're kind of. I'm at a lull right now. My brain's a little dead when it comes to being creative on builds. But we used to try different things out all the time. I think I'm just kind of. I've played it so much that I'm out of ideas. So you need to come in and help me find out new things to do. So that's my new word. So and Okay. On that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.